The time is 5 o'clock, and here's the world news at 5. First, the top stories. President Buhari attends Jamaat service at the Presidential Villa Mosque in Abuja. Transmission failed to build 63 billion naira substation in Ogun State to boost power supply. APC leader Rabiu Kwakwanso worried over security raids on homes. The governors ask House of Representatives Speaker to account for funds voted for the House. U.S. House of Representatives OK scrapping of Obamacare. South African court orders Zuma to explain sack of finance minister. I am Tobi Joseph, bringing you the news and details shortly. President Muhammadu Buhari has attended the Friday Jumat prayers at the Presidential Villa Mosque in Abuja, doused the green rumor on the status of his health. He was joined at the prayers by the Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, the Justice Minister, Abubakar Malami, the National Security Advisor, Babagana Mongolo, and the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Mekante Bello. His absence from the last week Jumat service, attended by Ogun, Zamfara, and Kano State governors, had led to the speculation that his health condition had reached a critical level. His absence from this week's meeting of the Federal Executive Council at the Villa led to the calls from some quarters that he should immediately proceed on fresh medical vacation. Earlier on Friday, President Muhammadu Buhari had met with the service chiefs at the Villa. Those at the meeting include Army Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Toko Boratai, the Naval Chief of Staff Rear Admiral Ibokote Ekwe Ibas, and Chief of Air Staff Air Vice Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. The Lagos State Internal Revenue Service says it is collected an average of 2 billion naira monthly as revenue from the personal income tax from individuals living in the state. The agency rates itself as second to Lagos State in terms of personal income tax revenue collection in the country. The agency's chairman, Mr. Tony Adeosho, who made this known while briefing the State House of Assembly's Finance and Appropriation Committee on its activities, attributed the improved income generation to the support of corporate organizations operating in the state who appreciate the infrastructural development of the state. The IRS chairman explained that the state government is working on improving the income tax generation by investing more on housing estate to attract motor migrant staff from the Niger breweries in Ota and Ijebuode, as well as Lafarge Cement in Ewekuru and Shagamu, who are living in Lagos. Adeosho, however, says the very low compliance level from the informal sector remains the major challenge facing the agency. The Yewawori block of the Ogun State chapter of the Academic Staff Union of Secondary Schools, ASUS, will on Saturday, May 6, hold its Education Summit at the Multipurpose Hall of Bells University of Technology, Ota, Ogun State, by 11 a.m. The union, in a statement, said the summit lecture themed Harnessing Available Resources for Better Educational Attainment in Yewawori. It will be delivered by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Rahman Bello. During the summit, there will be recognition and celebration of outstanding performance and excellence of schools and philanthropists. Senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District, Prince Bolaodada, will be the chairman of the occasion. Former Senator of the district, Yabwa Nishulu, is the mother of the day, while the paramount ruler of Yewa land, Obakainde Olubele, will be the royal father of the day. Governor Bikla Muso, members of his cabinet from the Senatorial District, are the special guest of honor, while the State ASUS Chairman, Mr. Akim Asusi, is the chief host. A top APC leader, Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso, has expressed concern about the raid of the home of his brother in Kano Metropolis by security officers in search of illegal arms and looted farms. He regards the raid as a manifestation of growing act of impunity and a helpless situation. Kwakwanso, the immediate past Kano State Governor, speaking at the BBC House of Service, says the development is a serious setback to Nigeria's young democracy. The senator, expressing disappointment at the development, says it is not the kind of change that he worked with others to bring about during the 2015 polls. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAM) has released the results of the mock Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations written by 158,000 candidates last Saturday. The board spokesman, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, who made this known in a telephone interview in Lagos, says they have finished the marking script result of the mock examination and the results have been uploaded to the board's website. He asked all candidates that participated in the examination to check on the result of the website, while explaining that these results have nothing to do or add to the main examination scheduled to begin on May 13. JAMB also informed all stakeholders that registration for these 2017 UTME will officially close by 12 midnight of May 5. 1.7 million candidates, according to Benjamin, have so far registered for the examination, and by midnight, JAMB website for registration will be closed. The state governors have accused the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, of bringing the House into public ridicule. The Speaker, in one of his recent criticisms of the governors, had asked them to account for the take-home pay and security vote. Dogara also accused the governors of teleguiding the state houses of assembly and pocketing the local government. But the governors, in a statement by the spokesman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Abdulrazak Bakindo, asked the Speaker to account for the over 1 trillion naira voted for the House over the past 3 years. The governors also asked Dogara to tell the public how the House spent its annual 115 billion naira budget and to respond to the allegation of corruption leveled against him by the former chairman of the House of Appropriation Committee, Abdurrahman Jibril. A 13-year-old suspected cultist has been arrested along with 31 others by the police in Bayelsa State. The State Police Commissioner, Sukwo Mbam, parading the suspect in Yanogwa, says the teenage suspect is a junior secondary school student and a member of the Greenlander cult group. The group, according to the police chief, had been terrorizing people in the state. Those arrested in the 2 weeks of police raid, according to the police chief, included 12 members of the Greenlander cult group, 11 from the Icelander, 6 from the Bobos, 3 from Baga, and 2 from the Vikings. You're still listening to the World News at 5 on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next will be your foreign, business, and sport news. Please stay with us. President Donald Trump has declared Obamacare dead after the Republican healthcare bill was narrowly passed by the lower chamber of Congress. The 217 to 213 vote marked his first legislative victory and goes some way to keeping a key campaign promise to roll back his predecessor's law. Democrats say the American Health Care Act will leave millions uninsured. The bill now heads to the Senate, where Republicans have indicated they will cast it aside and write a new law. Protesters shouted "Shame on you" as lawmakers left Capitol Hill after the knife-edge vote. The two candidates hoping to be France's next president are making a final push for vote on the last day of campaigning before Sunday's election. Centrist Emmanuel Macron, who has a substantial lead in opinion polls, is visiting the southern city of Rodez. His National Front rival, Marine Le Pen, had eggs thrown at her as she campaigned in Brittany on Thursday. Meanwhile, Mr. Macron has filed a lawsuit over online rumors that he had a secret bank account in the Caribbean. He has strongly denied the allegations, which were mentioned by Ms. Le Pen in Wednesday evening's rancorous final TV debate between the two contenders. A South African High Court has ordered President Jacob Zuma to provide all the records explain the reasons why he sacked Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan in March's controversial cabinet reshuffle. The opposition Democratic Alliance had gone to court to compel President Zuma to hand over an intelligence report which allegedly relied on when he fired Mr. Gordhan and his deputy, Mbisi Jonas. The report, linked to local media, accused Mr. Gordhan of plotting against Zuma. Mr. Gordhan's dismissal resulted in credit ratings agencies downgrading South Africa to junk status. It also led to mass protests to demand Mr. Zuma's resignation. In business, the Senate has indicted the Nigerian Customs Service of allowing more than 228 ships to evade the payment of duties between 2006 and this year. Senate Committee on Customs and Excise, which leveled the allegation, says they uncovered unpaid duties totaling over 33 billion naira with the fraudulent use of Form N for imported items during the period. The committee chairman, Hope Uzodimma, explains that the most recent is that shipping companies brought cargoes into the port or flooded into the warehouse terminals without the payment of duty. Uzodimma also says that Asian companies are now shipping goods into the country while claiming the products are from neighboring nations. Finally, on the World News at 5, Sport News. Remo Stars head coach Fatai Osho is confident his side will avoid a drop from the Nigerian Professional Football League at the end of the season. The Sky Blue Stars are at the bottom of the log with 19 points from 19 matches after a 0-1 reverse in Port Harcourt to last season's runners-up Rivers United on Wednesday. The newly promoted club now have the same number of matches to save themselves from ejection from the Nigerian top flight. Osho reaffirmed that failure to invest in the transfer market could prove to be a blessing in disguise in the end. Remo Stars were promoted to the NPFL at the start of the season alongside three other clubs, ABSFC, Gombe United, and Katsina United, from the Nigerian National League. That was the world news at 5, and just before we go, the major stories once again. President Muhammadu Buhari attends Jumat service at the Presidential Villa Mosque, Abuja. Transmission firm to build 63 billion naira substation in Ogun State to boost power supply. APC leader Rabiu Kwankwaso worried over security raids on homes. Governors asked the Speaker of the House of Representatives to account for funds voted for the House. On the foreign scene, we told you that the United States House of Representatives has okayed the scrapping of Obamacare. South African court ordered Zuma to explain the sack of his former finance minister. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockstfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Tobi Joseph. Good evening.